Hey everybody, welcome back to the Cigar Review. This week, I got my friend Roger with me that works at the cigar shop in Biloxi, Mississippi, aka Buttermilk. And this week we're doing the Quesada Jalapa. Now, we're doing the Robusto today. It retails for about $7 a stick. And if you follow me when I was with Night Tight Ass or on my Twitter feed and Facebook, you know that I really love the Seleccion Espana that Quesada came out with last year, really the year before last, halfway through. That cigar was only available in Spain, in the European markets mainly, because the reason behind that cigar was the Spanish economy is in bad shape. Unemployment is skyrocketing, so a lot of people aren't able to afford a lot of the Cuban cigars that they normally smoke. Where Spain is the #1 Cuban cigar market in the world. And as you can hear, we're in the middle of a bad thunderstorm. But nevertheless, they released that cigar over there as a more cost-effective alternative to the Cuban cigar. It still has the same high quality and great flavor you get with the Cuban cigars, but just at a better price point. It was available in the U.S. except for a very select handful of Quesada retailers. And I was lucky enough that I got a box of them, of the Coronas, because it came out in a Robusto, short Robusto, and a Corona. And I love that cigar. I thought it was one of the best cigars that I've had. And to me, it's definitely my favorite Quesada cigar to date, bar none. And basically what this cigar is, as you can see, it's the same exact cigar, the same binder and filler. The only thing different is the wrapper. Now this wrapper is a Nicaraguan wrapper from Jalapa. They don't really say what the tobacco is. That is from Jalapa, the Jalapa region of Nicaragua. And the original Espana cigar actually had an Ecuadorian Aripiraca wrapper. So we'll see about, we'll see how much wrapper, the different wrapper changes the flavor of this cigar. But anyway, let's take a look at this thing. It's a decent roll. See if you can see that. There you go. Nice fill. The cap. Not a bad cigar. Now, it's a limited quantities. They come in 10-count boxes, which is becoming a kind of it's a new thing, but it's becoming more prevalent throughout the cigar industry. And I really love it because it makes a cigar more approachable. You can get more than a few singles, but it's less than a box. It's basically half a box, so it's a lot more approachable to other people. Especially with this economy, it's a lot easier to buy a 10-count box than like 20 or 25-count box. But like I said, there's 1,000 10-count boxes made. They retail for about $7 a stick, so that's not bad at all. So anyway, let's see. The filler of this thing is Connecticut broadleaf, Nicaraguan, and Dominican tobacco, and the binder is actually Dominican too. Like I said, that's the same as the Seleccion Espana cigar. It's just the wrapper's different. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the cap off. We'll see how it goes. Nice clean cut. Really good draw. I get a good milkshake draw. What I consider my milkshake draw. Kind of like the way you pull a milkshake through a straw. The tension you get from that, same as I'm getting the cigar, which to me is the perfect draw. How's the draw in yours?
It's excellent. I'm already getting a kind of a dried fruit kind of taste to it just from the dry.
I'm getting a real woody flavor. I'm getting like a cedar to it too. There's a hint of sweetness in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to light this thing up. Getting much of a flame out of this lighter all of a sudden. I bought these cigars from our local tinderbox in Mobile, Alabama, because they don't carry them at the cigar shop. So it's okay for him to actually review this with me.
Good guys over there too.
Yeah.
Definitely go see them if you're in Mobile.
A lot of smoke.
Mm-hmm.
I can see some similarities already with this cigar. I get cedar right off the bat. I also get like a nice buttery nuttiness to it. A little hint of sweetness.
The hint of sweetness in mine has definitely been overtaken more so by the woodiness,
Yeah, that's the core.
cedar-ness, man.
That's like the core to the cigar.
Mm-hmm.
It does have a nice little spice to it, but it's not very strong. It's just a slight spiciness to it.
It's a very smooth cigar.
I'm trying to actually pinpoint that spice. Now, when you retrohale this cigar, I definitely get a nice blast of spice. That is black pepper. But to me, there's something else in there. That spice that I'm getting on my palate, it's not that pungent spice like a black pepper. It's almost more like it almost kind of reminds me almost like cinnamon, because it's got like a little bit of a tingle to it, but it's also got kind of like a sweetness to it almost. Reminds me of cinnamon. It's very faint. To me though, like I don't remember getting that spice at all in the Espana cigar at all. None of that. But the woodiness, the nuttiness, nice buttery nuttiness to it. There's a little bit of sweetness. I got all that in the Espana, but to me, it's that spiciness coming through that I didn't get on the Seleccion Espana cigar. But so far, off to a pretty nice start. We'll probably smoke this at a halfway point, and be back to let you know how it is. See you in a second. Everybody, we're back. About to the halfway point now, or actually, I'm a little bit past it. Now, the main flavors that I get out of this cigar is a buttery nuttiness. The cedar core is still there. It's still the main component of this cigar.
Definitely.
But I'm also getting a nice creaminess that I didn't really get at the very beginning of the cigar, but I'm getting it now. But that spice note, to me, has really ramped up. It's still not a dominant note, but
I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that spice note dominant at all. I mean, I'm not really getting it much, if any. There's a slight hint of spiciness, but not much at all.
What's strange is on that spice note, I'm getting it on the very front of my palate at the very beginning, and then it fades to the back of the palate. So it's got a pretty decent finish on the cigar.
Definitely does have a good finish.
And I get a tingle in the back of the palate, kind of like the black pepper, but it's not like a black pepper. It's almost, like I said, it reminds me of cinnamon. It's got a little bit of spiciness to it, but it's also a little bit sweet. Mm-hmm. So to me, I kind of equate that to like a cinnamon flavor a little bit. But to me, it's kind of like a little accent flavor that I'm getting off the buttery nuttiness, the cream, and the cedar, which to me is the main three components of the cigar right now. Now you had one little small issue with construction.
I got, if you can see right there, it's a stem sticking out of the wrapper itself. It's not hindering the smoke in any way. It's just kind of.
It looks like it's gotten worse since we've been smoking.
Yeah, it has gotten a little worse since we've been smoking. But I mean, it's not affecting the smoke. It's just visually, it's
kind of crappy.
Yeah, there you go. Not very appealing, but
yeah, I don't have any issues with that so far. Mine's burning really well too. I forgot to mention that. no real lights. The ash is holding on a little bit more than an inch where I tap it off, just because I know it's going to fall on my lap any minute now. But what actually what's kind of, I didn't think about this until just now, it's a little bit impressive. Like you heard in the beginning of the video, the thunderstorm, it was thunder and lightning. So it's raining here in Mississippi, which is already humid. And I'm not having a problem smoking this.
Not at all.
I
It's
mean,
smoking wonderfully, honestly.
yeah, I mean, it's pouring rain right here, and it's not usually the cigar. Like, okay, one of them that to me is really has an issue is actually what this is built off of, the Seleccion Espana. Like, I got the Corona, and I can only smoke the Corona when it's a little bit less humidity or when I'm inside the shop or something like that, because that one to me is real susceptible to high humidity. It gets to be where I can hardly pull anything through it because the humidity gets in there. So I really, actually in that line, I prefer the Robusto because it's at the bigger ring gauge. You can handle that humidity a little bit better. This, it's same blend, but it's really holding up to this humidity right now really well. And I was kind of expecting this to have about, you know, a bunch of relights right now just because of the humidity. But so far,
So far
good.
we've had no relights at all, either one of us.
Still putting off a ton of smoke.
Yeah.
But anyway, smoking pretty well. Anyway, we'll go ahead and finish this cigar off. We'll be back to let you know how it is. See you in a second. Everybody, we're back. See, we're at the end of the cigar now. What are you getting off the end of the cigar?
I'm still getting the cedar, you know, main cedar core of this thing. The nuttiness and the sweetness has gone away from me. It's kind of being overtaken by some bitterness. It's not finishing too strong, in my opinion.
No, it's, to me, I've lost, like I said, all I'm getting now is a cedar note, and I'm getting a pretty good bitterness to it now. That's kind of replaced the buttery nuttiness, the creaminess, and, you know, that little natural sweetness that was in there, and also the that spice note is gone away from me too. I'm not getting that at all right now. I'm just getting it's just basically it's bitter wood. That's pretty much all I'm getting now.
Yeah, I agree.
Which it's kind of disheartening because I really enjoyed, especially the middle part of this cigar. It was really good. The first part of it was okay, but when you got around the end of the second third or end of the first third into the second third, it was really, really good, really tasty cigar. But the last part of this, I don't care for it at all.
I don't either.
So
It's getting hot on me too.
yeah, I mean mine's getting hot too. But I mean I'm at the very. You see how much?
Sure, yeah, we're
I'm at
really
the very
close
end.
to the end.
But still no relights, good construction. I just don't like the ending of the cigar.
I don't either. I don't care for it.
So
It's just there's just too much bitterness.
now the Espana, it doesn't get it like that at all. Like that one, I mean, I will actually get a nubber or a toothpick or whatever I need and nub that thing. It's that good. But to me, it's the end of the cigar. I just don't like it. It just got too bitter for me. Now, it's hard to imagine that the wrapper plays that much into the flavor, but it does. It really does.
It really does.
So on these, it's one of those that I think is kind of maybe not really. I was gonna say buyer beware, but that's really not it. I mean, before you order a box of these, try one or two to see if it's in your wheelhouse. Because I mean, like I said, the middle of the cigar was outstanding, but I mean, $7 a stick. That's not too expensive
not at
to
all.
where I would mean I don't have a problem paying $7 a stick, but
Check your local retailer, see if they have these, and if they have them, give them a try before you buy a box. I mean, like you said, see if it's something that you would like.
yeah. To me though, it's kind of like in the Quesada line, the Espana to me is the pinnacle. There's nothing comes close to that. But then you've got the Coup d'etat line, which is pretty good. That's really, if you like spicy sticks, that's where you want to go in there. Then also the I've lost it now. The Bavarian.
The Bavarian.
Uber, yeah. Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Thank you. The Oktoberfest cigars are amazing. I
Yes.
love those.
Oktoberfest are excellent.
Yeah, that probably be my number 2 stick right there. I really enjoy these. Enjoy those cigars. To me, I'd rather have those over this, just because of the ending
Yeah.
of the cigar. But like I said, the mill is outstanding. It's really good. But it's like basically, to me, it's the Espana with more spice to it. That's kind of what I'm getting out of it. But it's not bad. It's just one I think you just need to try it out before you go off and just order a box online if that's what you got to do or whatever. Try it out before you buy it just to make sure that it's something you like. You know what I mean? $7 a stick. If you don't care smoking 2/3 of the thing and you need to pitch it, hey, by all means, go for it. You know, because I love the middle part of it, but it's just, to me, I just wanted the whole thing to be good. You know. I mean, because there's so many good cigars out there, especially the Quesada line, that there's a lot to choose from, to me.
But like you said, a $7 stick is not that bad of a price for a stick.
Right. When we're not talking about Padron, Liga Privada, Davidoff, expense on this. We're, talking about your normal, it's in what I call the sweet spot, $6 to $8. To me, that's the sweet spot of cigars now.
Yeah.
And it's right in the middle of that. So it's definitely one that, I mean, I'll pick these up when I go to like the tenner box. I'll grab 1 or 2 of them, but to me, I don't think I'm gonna grab a box. I take that back. I think when I'm smoking this, I can see where there's some aging potential of this stick. And since they're so limited, I could see myself buying a box of these and just setting it up and let them age and then seeing what happens.
Now, is this a single run?
Yeah. I believe so. I believe it's a limited edition of 1,000 boxes. I'm not real sure if it's only for this year or not, but
Even so, it's still a...
I probably would buy a box and just stick them. It's not that expensive for a box of 10. I mean,
and like you said, a $7 stick and a limited production cigar.
yeah,
$7 for a limited production, you don't see
10
that
count
much.
boxes. I mean, it's not going to be that much out of pocket for a box. So I probably would buy a box, but I'll put them up, on the note that I'm going to age these for a year, probably 2, and then come back to them and see what it's like. Because I'm kind of thinking that maybe that bitterness might be gone. The way I see it, I think it might be gone. So there you go. There's just some options. So there's a lot of good reviews out there from other blogger buddies. So go check them out. Check all the reviews. Assimilate all of that, information and make your own judgment.
Try it yourself, see what you think.
You can't beat trying it yourself if you can pull it off. I mean, because these are limited runs, so it's going to be hard to find in some places. So anyway, if you come across them, grab them and try them out. And on that note, we'll see you next time. Everybody, we're back at the end of the cigar now.
What the hell?